Hello folks, my name is Jen from Golden State Times. Welcome back to the newsroom, and today I have a breaking news story. This one comes courtesy of goldenstatetimes.com. Again, that's www.goldenstatetimes.com. So Biden is doing a tour of Asia and the Middle East, talking to heads of state. And today he met with his master, Xi Jinping of China. Once again, this comes courtesy of goldenstatetimes.com. And it says, Joe Biden met with his master, Xi Jinping, as the two superpower leaders aimed on Monday to manage their differences in the competition for global influence. The nearly 3-hour meeting was the highlight of Biden's week-long round-the-world trip to the Middle East and Asia, and came at a critical juncture for the two countries amid increasing economic and security tensions. Speaking at a news conference afterward, Biden said that when it comes to China, the U.S. would compete vigorously, but I'm not looking for conflict. That is what Sleepy Joe said. Sleepy Joe went on to say, quote, I absolutely believe there's no need for there to be a new Cold War between America and what he calls the rising Asian power. Keywords. He doesn't call them China. He doesn't call them the Asian country. He calls it the rising Asian power. Words are very, very important when it comes to the way that these people talk. Biden also said that despite China's recent saber rattling, he does not believe that there is any imminent attempt on the part of China to invade Taiwan, even though that's not true. Just recently, China came out and said that they have finally, completely put Hong Kong under their thumb, and that Taiwan is next. So this is a flat out lie. China will invade Taiwan. And China said already, we will do it by any means necessary. By force or in any way, shape, or form. Xi, president of China, according to the Chinese government's account of the meeting, said, quote, he stressed that the Taiwan question is at the very core of China's core interest. We're talking about Xi here. The bedrock of the political foundation of China-U.S. relations and the first red line that must not be crossed in China-U.S. relations. Like I told you, China will invade Taiwan. It's only a matter of time. And they will do it by any means necessary, and Biden will do absolutely nothing. Nothing. And you will see that the liberals and the Democrats will not have the Taiwanese flag all over their Twitter accounts and saying Taiwan strong or whatever they want to call it this time. They're not going to have any of that PR stunt that they did with Ukraine for Taiwan. Why? Because they want China to be the superpower. Words are very important. And when I say Biden meets his master, I mean it, folks. I really do mean it. It goes on to say that Biden said that he and Xi also discussed Russia's aggression against Ukraine and reaffirmed our shared belief that the U.S. or even the use or even the threat of nuclear weapons is totally unacceptable. In addition to the shared condemnation of Russian nuclear threats, Biden appeared to secure from Xi the resumption of lower-level cooperation from China on the range of shared global challenges. Now, another thing that I want to bring up that is part of this is that just a few months ago, because this is not the first time that Xi Jinping has traveled abroad since the COVID pandemic. This is the second time. The first time that he traveled out of his country, out of China, to meet was with Putin. It wasn't with Biden. It was with Putin. Xi Jinping hadn't traveled for 3 years out of the country, but the first travel that he did after the pandemic was to go and meet Putin. And not only to meet him, he went over to strike a deal behind the US's back with Putin. Biden doesn't know what happened at that meeting. Biden doesn't know what they agreed to at that meeting, because China is going to be working with Russia. The White House said Biden and Xi agreed to empower key senior officials to work on areas of a potential cooperation, including climate change and maintaining global finance, health, and food stability. China and the U.S. are the world's worst climate polluters, and their one-on-one climate contracts are seen as vital to starving off some of the most dire scenarios of climate change, according to them. But we all know that the only reason they talk about that is because they want to make China the next Saudi Arabia of green energy. And that's all Biden's doing. Biden has been working on that for 30 years almost. Xi and Biden warmly greeted each other with a handshake at a luxury resort hotel in Indonesia, where they are attending a group of 20 summit of large economies. The two leaders agreed to have U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken travel to Beijing to continue these discussions. So that's what's going on right now, folks. Biden met his master. His master met with Putin before they did with him, with the U.S. What was agreed to between China and Russia is unknown. China has never condemned what happened regarding Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And one thing that China did notice is that the U.S. did absolutely nothing except throw money at them. Now the U.S. is saying, oh, well, if something happens in Taiwan, we're going to respond by force. But China knows that while Biden is office, that's not going to happen. Because Biden bows down to Xi. That has been going on since Biden was vice president and senator and everything else. You see, before Xi became the president of China, he was being groomed to be in that position for many years, and Biden was pretty much Xi's personal assistant, if you can call it that. A lot of people probably don't know this. Biden was Xi's personal assistant. Remember that movie Rush Hour, the very first one? Where the FBI got Carter as what he called the babysitter of Chief Inspector Lee. Well, that type of scenario is what happened before Xi became the president of China. The U.S. designated Biden to do the exact same thing what the FBI told Carter to do in that movie. But let's see what happens, right? Let's see what happens, because whatever China and Russia agreed on is going to come into play very soon. China said they're taking over Taiwan, whether the U.S. likes it, whether any other country in the world likes it or not. It's their territory, and they're going to take it by force if they have to. So let's see what happens. Let us know what you guys think about this whole situation in the comment section below. China is a threat to the United States, but Biden doesn't see it that way. But how could he? Let us know what you guys think about this whole situation in the comment section below. And in the comments, what do you think would be happening right now if somebody else was in office, not Biden? Would we be in the same situation? I don't think so. Don't forget that tomorrow, President Trump is making an announcement from Mar-a-Lago. So don't miss it tomorrow. We'll be streaming it live. And I hope that you guys join us on the next report. Make sure you guys check out our previous video. And you visit our website, goldenstatetimes.com. And I hope to see you on the next one. But until then, my name is Jen. I'm from Golden State Times, and I'll see you soon. Peace.